Welcome, sketchbook heroes and sketchbook warriors. I'm calling you warriors now because it's sometimes you're like in the battle. So we're gonna break this one down. We're gonna have a plan of attack on this Charlie Brown and Snoopy drawing here. So first thing we got to do is see the shapes. Definitely Charlie Brown circle head. So but it's we can see how different he is from a circle. So let's get a circle. And this time I know I've had the same thickness on my pen tool. Let's see if I can get it thinner. Nope. Here we go, that was line. Where's format? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's on a pretty thick one. Let's see how that looks. There we go. There we go. And this will help because it's a circle. It's same height, same width, but it's special. So here we go. Let's bring this over. There we go. Yeah, you can see it right there. Okay, so it does squeeze in on the sides. And then here it pulls out on the bottom. On the bottom, it pulls out. Okay, so the top is like a dome that squeezes in a little bit because it's not a perfect circle. And then here where the cheeks are is where it pulls out. And then the ears, you can see the ears are kind of like just coming out. This is more of an oval shape. This one kind of pulls out like somebody was pulling on his ear. And then you can see his body. He's got that, well, let's take the size of the head. And you can see that that's the size of the body right there. See, that's the ratios or the proportions actually. But the ratios is 2 to 1. So it's the width is 1 and then the height is 2. So it's 2 to 1 is the ratio there. And he's got the same, almost same shape as the Snoopy's head. Snoopy's head. All right. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and just jump in on this one. Let's go ahead and just jump in. And we'll talk about it as we do it. All right, let's do this pretty quickly. We have a lot of people that have been here before, so shouldn't be too bad. Let's grab our pencil, start off with his head. So we'll start off with that circle shape. There's that going to be a circle shape, and then the other circle for the body, right? So we know he's going to fit in this area. And again, when you're first starting, you want to do this, and then there's times where you don't have to because you can see it. You can just see it. But when you're starting out, you want to see that. So then relation to Snoopy, Snoopy is not exactly half of the head, a little bit, I would say, is that a fourth of the way down? On the way over, we've got that circle for the head here. And it's like an hourglass shape. You got that circle head. And let's see, there would be a relationship. I'm going to measure right here, his head. And it's about half his head, So if we get half of his head, that's how wide, there it is. That's how wide Snoopy's head is. This head is half of Charlie Brown's. And that's proportions. That's proportions. Proportion is when you add another shape. And how does it relate to the other shape? What's the relationship? Are you blowing it out of proportion, or are you, understanding the proportions? So there's the relationships, and then the body does come down, and it does go out. And I'm just drawing it. The body's a little bit smaller. It's good to see the axis lines since we are doing beginners. Have that axis line so you can see that it's symmetrical. Try to get that symmetry. It's kind of like that ice cream cone this way. And then we've got the other ice cream cone the other way. Another ball. This one, the body is smaller. And they kind of line up together. They're kind of sitting on the same spot. Yeah, feel free to submit pictures. We'll do your drawings. All right. And then right in here is the ocean or the lake. It's probably a lake. And I'm using the bottom, I'm using my hand and I'm using the bottom of my paper to actually help guide it and to actually make a pretty straight line. See, so as my paper, just careful, don't get a paper cut. Going across like right in there, see, right in there. And getting that water line. And if you want to, there's a pole over here. And there is some perspective as far as the dock, I think it's on a dock. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Oh, that's a great song. All right, so we got the poles on the dock of the bay. Now, what's great is these poles are cylinders. So next level is understanding and practicing those forms, drawing those forms, seeing those forms. Well, this dock is kind of pretty straight. Here it does come out a little bit, and then it comes out at an angle. Now, if you like what you see, if you like it, the proportions and where everything's at, the spacing, the use of space, then let's get going. Let's zoom in on Charlie Brown here and just focus on Charlie Brown and draw him. So we've got our line of symmetry here. I'm going to pull it in slightly, pull his head in. And when I was a kid, I liked drawing Snoopy and Charlie Brown, but it was hard because I couldn't really see the way those shapes were kind of put together. But now we can analyze them now that I know how, can analyze how they're put together. And you can see that this is, just pulled in a little bit. And then the cheeks pull out a little bit like that. They go out. So you're just like pulling on the cheeks, it kind of on that circle shape. And that's his head. So there we go. Pretty good there. And then let's make it rounder. A lot of sketchy. And then here the half mark, that axis line, which is the axis minor because it's a little bit thinner, just slightly. It's almost circle. And then right there, right at that center is where the ears are, right below that line. So that line is there, and there's one ear, kind of oval shaped. This one pulls out a little more, and this one's a little more of an oval shape. If we're shooting for accuracy, right in there, sketched it in. And he's got some hairs. He's got like 3 hairs, but that's detail. Don't worry about that, but that's in that area. All right, let's get his neck in. His neck is this wide. This is where it gets tricky because, how wide is it? If we actually measure it, it's probably half a fourth of his size of his head. So if you get a fourth of that head, there's that relationship, and that's really close to there. And it does taper out a little bit if you can get that. All right. So here we go. Let's get his body. I just kind of did the circle as a shape, but his body does come down like a bowling pin. Come down like a bowling pin. And the other drawings we're going to do later, the hour, like the 30-minute mark, we will draw them faster. I will go really fast. There was a request for that. So.
I didn't actually request it. I just commented that I was surprised that I found it beneficial.
Yeah. I think so too. It's good exercise, good practice. Try to keep up. And if I'm going too slow, that's it does help.
Right. I always like to wimp out and have things easy.
Well, the brain, that's the way the brain works. Yeah, if you had a choice, yeah, it would do it the easy way. Now there's AI. AI is amazing. It's it is out there. So artificial intelligence, you can just tell it what to draw or paint, and it'll do it, and it does characters and people now. It's just every time I see it, it's getting more and more advanced and pretty wild. All right, so we're going to do the collar. The collar kind of comes in. There is a thickness to it. It is on top of this this egg shape or almost pin body. And then there are the shoulders. I'm going to bring the shoulders out a little bit. Bring the shoulders out. And I'm going to probably move this in on this side because I think, let me see if my axis line, I didn't draw one. Will help me center it. And I think drawing really quickly helps. I'm just trying to help as many people as I can. And you have to kind of, you know, and it's just practice. The point I'm trying to make is you have to know where you're at. If I'm going too slow, then, you know, you're going to get bored. So, you know, you got to take ownership of your learning and say, okay, this is going a little slow. I'm going to color. I'm going to draw it twice. I'm going to do something else. Or just pay attention or have another drawing going. All right, here we go. And if it's too hard, that's where, you know, you don't want to give up. You want to take on that challenge. A little frustration is good. You're trying to get it. If you know your challenge is like symmetry drawing, trying to get it symmetrical, same on both sides. If you have to measure and then go over measure, you know, making sure it's kind of like even. That's a challenge in itself. So this is a little bit more than a beginning drawing, but I'm going slow with it. So, and I don't see any new faces. You can actually, if you want, in the chat, let me open the chat again. It closes by itself. Oh no, there it is. All right, no, nobody's got anything in the chat. For me to repeat, go slower. The arms just kind of go off to the side. Easy way to do it. On the side. And then here we go. This is tricky. This is a tricky part. So there's, I would see like an M. Charles Schultz, no, I would see it in the M. So there's two main triangles. It depends on how you look at it. Really depends on how you look at it. I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. But I see like two triangles with the letter M right in here. The triangles do go back up, but right about there, two triangles, and then they come up on this other side. So if you need to adjust, which I'm doing, changing the angle a little bit, that's all right. And then bringing it up. All right, so I got my M, and then I added the two triangles on the side. And it's almost scribbled in too. There we go, let's thicken this up now. One thing here to look at is right above the points, right here, these points. I'm going to draw them up like this. This helps because that's what you're aiming for. See, aiming for those little, and that's a good tip. That's a good tip. See, so it kind of lines up, and then it's all shaded in really quickly and got rid of those little guidelines. There it is. It's looking pretty good. There he is. Let's get this ear. I'm going to go up a little bit and then down. And he's got a little line, I guess, behind his ear. Thicken it up. Same thing on this side, little line. On the ears are connected. So yeah, we do have to do some erasing. The ears are connected. Kids will do that. Kids will add like that until they're like in 3rd grade, 4th grade. Attaching parts is actually that level of brain development. There we go, cleaning it up a little. All right, we just need the feet. The feet are close to an oval shape. They do pull in like this, but it's kind of like an oval shape. Seeing where they go, right about a little bit above, or actually right at that shirt mark. Right there. Pull it in. About that big. There we go. Right in there. Like that. It does have a really thick line at the bottom, really thick. It does go really thick at the thickness of that line. And then here, it does straighten out slightly. Straighten it out. And then it's shaded in. Shaded in his pants or shorts, whatever they are. And then we've got like the writing or the little scribble for the shoelaces. What I liked about the Peanuts characters was the teacher. Wah, 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 wah. And I felt like that sometimes in my class. Because it is, I mean, it's easy to just shut things out. Uh-oh, there's a comment. Let's see. Did I get locked out? Still outside of the Zoom. Oh, people are having trouble getting in. Oh, yeah. Oh, what you can do is, yeah, go to www.try. Let me see. There's somebody trying to get in. I actually added a link to the sketchbookwarrior.com. Sketchbook Warrior, WARRIOR.com. And that should okay. Ooh. Try that. Yeah, somebody was having trouble getting in. Okay. And I think, I don't know, Pearl, did you leave a comment? I don't know.
I did, because I was trying to help that person to get in,
Oh, okay.
because it looks more complicated than it is. Because the way I get into the group is I put in my Gmail address, my email address, and then I click on join with, it gives you a choice. And you
Yeah.
can join with Facebook or Google, and I just click on Google and then I get right in.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's Meetup, but I know Meetup's been giving me trouble a little bit. So I did actually create the sketchbookwarrior.com. So if you go to sketchbookwarrior.com, it actually goes into the Zoom, into this Zoom. It says I made it link to the Zoom. So actually I haven't tested it, but I was gonna test it with somebody else, but they didn't they flaked out on me. But I'm going to be testing it with them this weekend. It should work if they go to sketchbookwarrior.com. All right, so here's that other oval for this other foot. See, they should matching it up. And then scribbles for the shoelaces and a little bit of shading, because it's a little bit of brown. If you want to practice your shading, if you get it, great. If you don't, it's okay. It's a little bit of shading. Actually, it's not bad. The darker. See the different values. So there's Charlie Brown, good old Charlie. Let me make this darker and thicker. Yeah, and his lines really got shaky at the end there, as he, I can't remember what he had, but he had something. There's that pole. Oh, yeah, it's still in the picture. That pole, this angle. And these two angles, oh, that's interesting. And now they're pretty open. They really don't have a vanishing point. The vanishing point would be way up in the sky. It's really interesting. So he's not following the rules of perspective, which is fine. Those rules are just guides. It actually makes it look like you're looking down on the characters. That's interesting. And then there's like little texture lines, and they're pretty thick. They're thicker than I've got on my pretty sharp pencil here. I'd have to work my pencil down to get those thick lines. But you do want to, try to get the thickness, makes it more authentic or closer to what's there when we're shooting for accuracy. We're going to try to draw for accuracy. All right. Charlie Brown is done. Let's go with Snoop Dogg. Let's go with the Snoop Dogg. All right, let's move it over. All right, so we got the head in here. You can see that like ice cream cone, and then the bottom part, body, a little bit smaller. We're just going to attach the legs. The legs right here, right in there. And he's really careful not to have any tangents. I think it would go higher, but I think maybe I did it. Yeah. That's around there. So I'm looking at the relationships. There we go, right in there. All right, let me clean this up. There we go. Erase that part. Who was that? And he had some kind of name. Another bomber. That's all good. Nothing better to do on a Thursday night. Well, we're having fun here. All right, so the body actually goes above the widest part is like right above the legs, right in there. I'm not nailing it too well, but that's okay. We'll just go there. Let's go in a little bit more. Try to get that shape there. Picking it up. Looks like a pretty big top of a bowling pin. That's out of proportion. And then we've got I can probably push in the neck just slightly. Push it in. If you need to do those adjustments, feel free to do those adjustments. The person who does the oil painting, he does a lot of those adjustments, and he says it's par for the course. And it is. It's part of the drawing. You'll see that okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. Start using your own judgment. If it's too thick, too wide. And there's the collar. Then he's got a spot on his back. And the shape of the spot, it kind of, it's kind of like that. But it goes dark. And then it goes up like that. Here we go. And then the ears, they just droop. And then we're just about done. Then we'll get into fast drawing. We're going to just go ahead and draw. I'm just going to go ahead and draw. Fast. Recluse. Let me see. Oops. There's one ear. And there's the other one. They droop out and then come in. And they're rounded at the bottom. It's rounded at the bottom. This one I kind of has a little bit of a sharp side to it. There they are. Shade it in. And finish up the dock here. It does go out. On the other side, it should as well, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. It turned out that way. And just keep going. There is like a little lifesaver right in there. It's a small one. A little circle. I don't know what it is. With some kind of rope on it. And it's got this kind of knot. Oh, I'll put a little X. Like it's tied on there. Little donut. And it is more of an oval, actually, more this way. Not a perfect circle. All right, finish up this pole. You do see the top of it a little bit. There's a little, and actually curves like that. Using the side of my paper again. Hit those verticals straight up and down. There's that one. That. All right, let's get some shading in here. We can shade the dock. Good practice for the shading, just going back and forth. Just going back and forth. Let me zoom out. And just going at the same angle. If you could, actually, as you got to the middle, straighten it out and then turn your paper so it kind of looks like there's some perspective with these lines going perspective. If you are shading, it should be kind of going to a vanishing point. at that angle. And there are lines. There's the slats. I kind of go in there, put some slats. What was the joke? When you're out of slats, you're out of pier. All right. There we go. Some of them are just like, just like that. Let me make the ocean a little bit darker. We blocked it in. There we go. If you got colors, this would be really nice to color. Overlapping, so the ocean goes behind the pole. Then there's some rocks over here on this side. Don't forget the clouds. We got these cloud shapes, rounded, squared, kind of like there. And I'm almost doing blind contour drawing. Blind contour drawing is drawing by not looking at your paper. I'm just looking at the shape. I did that without looking at my paper. Do the next one, like here, like that. I'm not looking at my paper. There it goes. That's it. That cloud. And there's some islands on the side here. And really make space for them. Oh, there is a rock floating. Yeah, I didn't make space for that. I zoomed in on this part. And there's like little ripples around the rock. Or alligators. It could be alligators. All right, we're done. All right. I'll leave it up for a second. Let's figure out which one we're going to do next. And we're going to just crank through them. We're just going to crank through a bunch. Even if we have to go to the, even if we have to go to a different, there we go, to a different. Do you have the ID password? Ooh, ID password should be grit. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. All right, let me see if I can look that up real quick. Oh yeah, I do. I can see it right here. Actually, I should be able to under security. I think. Where is the? Let me go to Zoom. So yeah, we'll take a little break here. Zoom. .com. Yeah, the password is grit, but I need to get the meetup. Applications with key info instantly. Zoom.us, that's what it is, not .com. Let me clear. There we go. Sign in. Oh man, yeah, this is all whacked up right now. Oh. Oh, here we go. Zoom.us. Let's see. Sign in. One-time passcode. We detect an unusual login from a device or location you don't usually have. Okay, resend. Can I get that code? Oh, it was sent to my Gmail. There we go. 68342. Oops. 6, 6, 8. 2. One more number. 3, 4, 5, 2. Oh, come on. What's going on here? About that frustration. Oh, maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 5, 2. There we go. Here we go. All right, so here's our meeting. It is, I'll put it in the chat. I think I can get to it. Let's see. Oh, we might have run out of meetings. Let's see. Wow. Oh, that's what happened. Gosh.
Yeah, through Meetup, I could not get to the meeting as well.
Oh my gosh. I see what happened. I usually put like oh yeah, it's been a recurring meeting. Oh, I'm gonna have to set up new. Oh great.
I
Okay.
got in through Meetup, okay?
Oh, you did? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like a schedule home meetings. That's the schedule one. Home. Yeah, it should work. The old one should work, but I'm probably gonna have to reset it for next week. But I don't see it here.
Can I see the clouds?
Oh, the clouds? Yeah. There you go. Oh, I should pause the video.
Hi, I just got in 2 minutes ago, so it's working right now.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so you missed our Charlie Brown. All right. I was sharing my screen. All right, it's all good. Well, I guess I don't know. I'll take a look at it again, but I can't do anything about it tonight. All right, so here's let's take a look at what else we got. Oh, that's Bosch. All right, good. Don't play. So this is a really good resource. I'll put it in the chat as well. You can actually, this is for this PDF. I have it on my Google Drive. So if you want to use this, if you're a beginner, this is a drawing school. It's really good. It's got a lot of things you can draw. Really basic stuff. You can see that, you know, the shapes, they're all, and that's how it breaks it down. Seeing the shapes, you can see these oval shapes, square shapes, circles, diamonds, jelly bean shape, the M shape there for the frog, all these animals here and stuff. These are good practice. That dog is cute. You'll probably draw it right now. What time is it? We're doing good, 7:23. Sleeping.
Snoopy has a tail?
Snoopy has a tail, but you really don't see it here, actually. You don't see the Snoopy tail. Let me see if I can paste it here.
Have you seen the movie Peanuts?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He does have a tail. We forgot his tail. Look at his tail comes down. All right, so let's draw his tail. I forgot his tail. I just totally.
That's what we need to know.
You noticed. See, that's drawing's supposed to make you more observant. There we go. And you observe that. So let's fix that. Let's add that tail onto that. So it just comes down. It's almost like a little square with a rounded corner. One of the corners is rounded. So it's a square with a rounded corner. And there's his tail. Ooh. See, that happens sometimes. I get thrown off. That's all good. There we go. That looks good. It looks good. Let's take a look at. Where did I lose it? Oh, the meetup. All right, let's go to meetup.
That ain't gonna work.
It's not gonna work. No. It's not. Oh, I know where it's at. There we go. Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. I don't know if I am still recording. There we go. All right. Let's see what else is next. Oh, let's do that one. Let's do this one. All right, so there's an implied shape. Implied shape is the head. It's a shape of a circle. So let's break this one down. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and break this one down. So a really cute drawing here. It's really the hard, challenging part is going to be doing those strokes and getting that texture of that hair. But it's pretty close to a round shape, and it's like way out there. Notice that space that we're going to use here for that head right in there. And then half of that is the shape of where the eyes are going to go. So there's that half. The nose and the shading. There's really interesting texture stuff going on. And then the body is just half you can see a square and like a half a circle. And then we have some cylinders for the cups of coffee, and then half circles as well for the shoes. All right, so let's go ahead and let's crank this one out. We're going to do this one pretty quickly. Let's stop sharing. There we go. All right, there we go. Ready? Rock and roll. Let's rock and roll this one out. So we got our head that big, right? We know how big it's going to be. And then the body's going to fit like right under here, right in there. Actually, let's see. It's going to be, actually goes above into the circle a little bit.
You put it in the chat.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, can you put in the chat,
Yes.
the picture? Thank you.
Yes. All right, here it goes. Yeah, Christy, I don't have a password. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, because I do set up, I schedule the Zoom meetings, and I schedule them like a whole bunch ahead of time. And then once it runs out, that's it, it runs out. But I don't know. It looks like it ran out or something's going on. Don't know. So here's the body. It's going to be in this shape here. It's like a bullet shape. And then the feet are right in here, these half circle shapes. Half circle there. And then the foot comes up in through here. Right. And that foot goes in through here. And this other foot on this side goes there. I usually don't do this, but all right. Probably not going to use this one. That half foot. It is a cute drawing. All right. So let's do the nose. The mouth. The nose is like right where the middle is, right there. It's overlapping the mouth. It's like what people complain about Mondays. It's got that sad face. Who suggested this one? Let's see. I think it's Alan. Alan's one. Yeah, Alan. Suggesting all the drawings. It's awesome. Here we go. I'm going to just draw it really quickly. Let's get to the. I'm jumping around on it too. For a particular reason. And then the eyebrows. Eyebrows go down slightly. They go down. They're this big, right in there, and there's a thickness to them. Back up, back up. It's funny how it happens during this. Doesn't happen all day, just during this time for some reason. Now, what's really neat about this is the eyes. So those sad eyes. There's overlapping here. This is where this big. Okay, I'm gonna unplug you. There we go. These big half circles right in here. They do underlap the nose. The nose goes on top of the these eyes. These sad eyes, look the other way. Like the song. Sad eyes, look the other way. I don't want to see you cry. Let's bounce back. There we go. So if these were complete circles, the circles would be way out to here. This is how big these circle eyes would be. I'm only doing it as a guide. Actually, let's make this one wider. Just now that I did that, I can see this eye to match it. The other one would probably be something like that. Let's bring this out a little more. So making these little adjustments. And then here we go with the eyes. So they're really big. So this really helps with drawing some eyes. So you've got the sclera, the white part. And then you've got the iris, which is going to go right in here. Here's the iris. And then the highlights. We're going to do two highlights. One right. Uh-oh. Yeah, one right here. And then the other one pretty big right in there. Right there. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Go like this. One here, and this one should be bigger. It should be the same as the one on the left. I'm not. It's actually opposite. I'm looking at it now. But it actually should be the same because it's whatever the light source is, it should be the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and shade. Actually, I'm missing the pupil. There we go. So the pupil is another little circle that goes underneath that white part. Let me shade that in. We're losing it. There we go. Okay, so here's the pupil. There it is. That's the dark part. That's the dark part of the eye. That's the dark part of the eye. And then we have the colored part of the eye. I'm going to shade it in. And this one's not that simple. And I'm not breaking it down as well as I would like. But it's okay. We're just here drawing for fun. There he is. All right, that looks good. We're going to do some guidelines to try to capture that. There are some lines that really stand out with him. Let's see, so he's got lines that are coming here. His neck finally kind of shows in here, right in there. We can zoom out. Yeah, there we go. His hair actually goes really high. I think, I don't know. My mind is on a couple other things. It's all good. Oh, I know what it is. It's the zoom stuff. All right, so he's got this robe. The robe that's on there. Stay in the present, yes. That's the true gift. That's how they call it, the present. Yeah, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. And today's the present. All right, so there's a little bit of an overlap. Now notice the way I've overlapped it. So this goes under. So this part goes under, and then this part's going to go over. And there is the collar. There's a thickness to it. So I'm pushing it down right in here, pulling it out. And there's that collar that goes under it like that. There's that collar. Right in the middle, there's a middle. There's that middle part for that robe. All right, and then there's I don't know. I guess it kind of pulls over. So careful not to do a tangent. You don't want it to be right where this is. So you want to bring it over like that, and it's like I don't know. It's going over. It's, what is that called? Senior moments. That's called the tie for the robe. And it goes over like that. Then we've got the robe. Here we go, like this. There's that part. Now this is in front, so that's good. That's good. Like that. Because then we've got the bottom part. All right. All done. I'm going to continue drawing, and I'm going to mute for a second. All right, here we go. So I finished up the other side on the robe here. Hopefully you caught that. And then here we go. We got the arms. So we're gonna do the body part. This is the inside body part. It doesn't go all the way to the top. It just goes right about there. And then you got the shoulders that kind of come out a little bit, and then come around that. There's going to be a drawing for fun here in Pasadena next week on Tuesday, I believe. It's a meetup. I might go to that. All levels welcome for free. A great price. Oh, there's some overlapping on that side. So on this side, there's a cuff. And the cuff kind of melts into that belt right there. But here's where it gets complicated. So let me break that down. I'm not doing a great job breaking it down. Stay in the present. So we're going to do a thumb. That's that thumb. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'll change it up. I don't like the way that is. There's a thumb too on this other side, another oval. And so the thumb goes from here and around like that. Right? It's like an oval shape, and then it's got a nail on top of it. So the nail is just half a circle right there. So there's the top of that nail. And then and I'm probably going to have to move the feet down. I'm going to move the feet down a little bit because there's not going to be enough space for the cups. Let's imagine the cups, because they're just squares in here. They're just really just squares in here. And I can already know that these feet are going to have to go a little further down. A little further down. We'll bring them down. And so that can block everything in. Block in the other cup of coffee. 2 cups. Only half a cup. You never have seconds at home. Those commercials. Now try giving up coffee. They say it's really tough. And you go through withdrawals and stuff. I don't drink coffee, so maybe I should tonight. All right. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so you've got that thumb here like that, and then we'll just bring that other part of the hand just underneath like that. I don't know what's going on there. All right, so now here for this, the mug though. The mug is a cylinder. There's a little bit of a curve to it, and then a little bit of a curve here too at the bottom. And then at the top, there's an oval. So this oval here goes up and over, and then there's an oval inside that, right in there. And there's a little steam, little S curves, and then shaded in. There we go. I said I was going to speed it up. Hopefully I don't lose anybody. My nail is the bottom part, and then it curves like that. I have that nail, that thumb. I'll leave it open on the side. And like that. I'm going to bring this cup. I can see it's going to needs to be a little bit more over here. Let's try to get it to be the same as the one on the left. Let's put it on the right. A little wider. There we go. Let's add a little bit of a call this shape here. I am changing it. All right, here we go. There we go. And then there's an oval shape. Now the shading is really interesting. So the shading on these, there is some form to it, which I guess I'll talk about in a minute as I start shading it. But we're just about done with the drawing. All right, there we go. Now I can get going on this rest of this here. So there's a little bit of a curve here. There's a little bit of a triangle that comes in and then out. This is for the robe kind of tilting over. And then that foot does come in here. So there's some overlapping of this foot, this slipper. It's half a circle. There we go. Half a circle in there. Go with that other robe. And then half a circle there. There we go. Now it has a lot of shading. The shading has rendering, which is really trying to get the form, because this is not a half circle. This is a half a sphere.
Why do I can't see the feet? I don't know if they're. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's a half a sphere. So it's not a flat shade. It does like you do shade a little bit more as it comes around, and it's understanding form. Even the shadow here is really soft. There's a shadow in here. So if you are looking at the picture, you want to try to capture that. If you're ready for that second level of drawing, is the way it's shaded. And this will help. Here we go. There's soft edges and hard edges. Like here, I'm just, as this form turns over, just shading the bottom. Same thing here. Actually, it looks like the light source is from the right on this shape a little bit more. There's no reflected light. I'm adding a little bit like a reflected light right there, it looks like. But there's the shadow side, or the shadow, and then I'm going to soften it up as it goes to the right. Like that. And there's like a moon, which is a sphere as well. And the robe is shaded similarly. On the outside it's dark, and then it comes slowly. It's a gradient. It slowly shades in as it comes in. And then as it goes out, you get a little bit darker. And then you try to get that soft change. Makes it rounded. Because the body's a cylinder with a half dome on it. And the feet are just half domes. And the shade in the top part. It gets darker as it comes out here. And soft. I'm softening, like right at the edges. This would be cool to do with markers and make the markers watercolor. It's like you can put water on them. All right. Reflected light on that side. Notice how I keep a little bit of light on that, and then I bring the shading in, shading light, and then bring it dark again. So it's rounded. Darker on the edge. As it gets closer to the middle, lighten it up. Slowly. And as it goes out to the end, you darken it up. I'm not doing it perfect. And it's just a practice. There we go. There it is. That looks pretty good. All right. Same thing with the nose. The nose has that same thing as this feet is rounded. So there's a core shadow. That'll stick on the nose. There's a reflected light. And try to get that overlapping. The nose should overlap the eyes a little bit. There we go. There it is. So there's a little bit of a core shadow in there. That's the darkest part of the shadow, the core shadow. And I'm going to bring that up. Like this whole area. I'm doing circles. There we go. That whole shape right there. Bring it up still some more. Now I'm going to soften it up even more. I'm going lighter as I go up and around, really giving that form. This is form. This could be a lot of things. A lot of things have that. Somebody's head. This could be somebody's head. The top of somebody's head. You can actually imagine it. Him facing this way. The nose would stick out. It looks like a cranium. There it is. All right. I think that's it. All we need is the hair. So the hair part. Let's do the hair. We're almost there. All right, let's do the hair. So the hair, I'm going to see some mane hairs first. So there's a mane hair right in there, comes out there. And I'm actually going beyond my circle here. And feel free to do that. I guess, again, we just got to plan where the hair is going to go. Try to get the mane hairs. This one's going to go here. Another one on this other side. This one here. This one here. Right. Let's see, I'm trying, there we go. So it's not heavy in one side. You really have to break it up. Break it up, break it up. Let's see. There we go. We got one going up this way. And it all kind of comes down the middle. Actually, kind of coming up this way. A lot of, there we go. Those are some of the main hairs. Another one coming up through here. And then, there we go. Then it droops off. So as the hair goes off, the gravity is pulling it down. So it kind of goes out that way. Now, this is where everything else kind of just gets shaded in. Okay, so now we're going to just go ahead and yeah, just get the hair in there. Start filling it in between all my guide hairs. So I hit all my guide hairs. I'm just putting it in between the guide hairs, like in between. So you want to aim for in between. And then just keep going. And really get expressive. Try to get, you know, see these lines? There we go. This is good exercise to get nice long strokes instead of sketching. Short sketches, you're doing these long sketches. There we go. Get in between, which is kind of just all hair in between here. You can actually start shading it too. There it goes. Filling it in, filling it in. Great exercise for texture just to play around with. Get the direction of the line. There we go. And it should be thicker at the base. It should be thicker at the base. Like right in here. See if we see like open spaces here. Closing them up, just going back in there. Almost shading it as I go. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, once you get the feel of that stroke and your pencil's cooperating, you almost have to have your pencil work down to that. There we go. There it is. And that really produces contrast with the eyes being light and then this dark shade. And if you need to go in there and shade it a little bit more to push it back, go ahead and do that. There we go. You want to keep that white of the eyes and then go back in here and shade it a little bit. See, right in there. Who did this? 21 last year. CMZ, we got to give them props. Here, you can see here, like this, all this open space right in here. I'm going to shade that up. There we go. See, bring it out. See where it needs a reverse haircut. We need to add hair instead of cut it. Shading on there, around there, just to darken it up. Really make the eyes stand out. There we go. Cute character. This actually kind of goes away from other drawings that we've done. Quite a variety. I'm thickening up the lips here, going darker, seeing what else needs to get worked on. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, we need smoke on this side. There's 3 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, putting a little curve into it. 3, there we go. That's it. Ta-da. All right, 7:51. All right, let's do some quick drawing. I'm just going to do quick drawing. I'll put the link in the chat. It's going to be from the book. I'm just going to draw really quickly now for the last 10 minutes, and then we can go out and share. Let me share. Here we go. Copy the link. Anyone with the link? Where's my link at? Which link? Where's the link at? Oh, there it is. Copy link. Link copied. I uploaded a photograph of a painting of oranges by Antonio Alvarado. Oh, okay. And let's take a look at those next hour. In the sentiment of the father in the movie Sabrina, bah, the 21st century, I could pick a century out of a hat and come up with a better one. I know. It's been quite a, Jesus, just a COVID. Ever since Kobe, it was just Kobe, COVID, and the whole world just falling apart. I don't know. Pretty wild. But here we are, taking on challenges anyways. That's pretty cool. That looks pretty good. I like it. Alrighty. All right, so here we go. We're going to draw really quickly here, real quick. So we got a fish going. I'm going to, let's get the, all right, we'll do the fish first. And the fish is just a circle shape, and it comes down at the end, boom, just like that. Here we go. And then it's got lips, 2 little circle lips, like that, like a heart shape. And then it's got a big eye, 1 big eye right in there, oval shape.
Hilario, what are we looking at? Did you put the picture?
It's from a,
Oh,
we're gonna be drawing a fish. And I'm gonna be just drawing really fast.
okay, so we're following your lead.
Yeah, just follow my lead. I'm gonna just draw a bunch of for the next 2 minutes.
Claudio, if you wanted to share it in the chat, it only went to me because I had just sent you a message.
You're right. I see it. Thank you.
Send it to everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So the book where I'm doing these drawings from is in the chat. So you can draw these on your own leisure. Here we go, adding this triangular tail. And then there's a top fin and the bottom fin kind of pointing out this way. And then a gill or something on this side. There we go. A lot of little bubbles. We'll put some bubbles. Now here, this is an interesting shape. This is that same oval when we're doing form. Once you get that oval shape, that's going to help a lot. So there's that oval shape. And then we're going to, if you're having trouble with symmetry, draw that axis line. It's going to go in, and then it goes out, the aquarium, the little aquarium of the Pacific right here. There we go. Try to get it around. Make sure your fish is in the tank. The little aquarium here. There it is. So now I can just go darker as I go around. There it is. And then inside that, another shape. And then at the top is just the international symbol for water, little waves. Then it just goes around, back around. Oops. Try to get it smoother than mine. Doesn't have to be perfect. You want to aim for it. Look at mine is not happening. And that's okay. It's not about perfection. It's about the practice. There we go. There we go. Oh, and there is another oval shape at the bottom. Right in there. I like the little oval shape. A little more ovalty. There's one. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, a bird. Oh, yeah, there is a bird that was suggested. Looks very similar to that. Oh, I like the cat. All right. All right, so we'll do the cat real quick. We'll get a story going here. So we got our oval. Let's do a pretty big cat. There's our oval shape. And then the body of the cat, comes out at an angle. Down first. And then this angle, it does taper a little bit as it comes down, it gets smaller. And then we've got that shape. So there's that shape for our cat. The tail goes up. Attach it. There we go. There's a leg here, half a circle or part of a circle with an oval at the bottom. There's that foot. And then it's got two legs that just come out from up here with no rhyme or reason. There's the one that's a little bit longer. And then the other one right next to it. There it is. Faster, faster. All right, let's draw faster. All right, here we go. The ears, triangular ears. Triangular ear. Round. Round. Now let's get the placement of the eyes. The placement of the eyes are pretty centered. So, I mean, if you have the center here, they're right on that center. It is almost a 3/4 view. So it's, if we got one eye here and the other eye a little off center on this side. This is the middle here. It's kind of looking out that way. But it should be, make sure they line up. Real quick guides. Top and bottom. And there's one eye, there's the other. And then half circles. That's the pupil. There we go. Triangle nose, right at the middle. Yeah, middle axis line. And then our W cheeks. 1, 2, little W cheeks. Happy cat. Whiskers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's got, he or she has got stripes on the top of her head. 4 of them. So there's going to be 2 and 2. So there's the middle. They're kind of going at an angle. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Cute cat. And these are really good to practice, just practice drawing. You need to find what level you're at and practice at that level. If it's this level, then you practice at this level. And then sometimes take on challenges. If it's too easy, then move ahead or try to draw them from memory. That's a really good one. Try to draw these from memory. That will help your imagination drawing. And let's see. I'm just going to put in the bird. We'll do the bird on the next page, or no, let's see. All right, 7:59. I'll do the bird real quick. Let me see. All right, here we go. So here's the bird. The bird, I'm gonna do it right here. So here's the head, the body. The body's half, actually like a really skinny half circle, stretched out half circle. And then it's got two tail feathers that we need to shake. They kind of go out like that. Tail feathers. And then there's the, let's add a little more body to it. A little more body to it. And it's got a simple eye. Simple eye. Simple oval eye, and then a beak. There it is. And then two simple feet. Two little feet right there. Made mine kind of skinny. That's okay. All right. Okay, so if you'd like to share, we'll share out and then we'll do the next hour. Next hour, we made it our first hour. Wow. All right. And there's some good stuff there. If you want to shade, it is a little warm. And we'll get on to our next drawings. If somebody wants to share, or if we can just move on. All right. Let's go, Josh. See what you got. There we go. There's your Snoopy. That looks good.
Yeah.
And then you wrote something. What does it say? Gee, what a great view.
Gee, what a great view of the lake, Snoopy.
Super cool. Look at that. That looks good. Your
Yeah,
proportions
it's
look.
like a comic I'm making.
That's good. All right. Awesome. All right, Kirsten, what you got? Or did you want to show something else?
Yeah.
All right, hold on, Kirsten. Oh, there's, yeah, there you go.
And one more.
All right, one more. I almost cut you off. Let's jump into the next person. There you go. The ones we just did right now. That looks good. All right, cool. Awesome. Good. I can speed it up more. I think it's caught up. All right, Kirsten. Thank you, Josh. I think we can, Kirsten now. Let's see. There we go.
It'll be off now.
Oh, I think I lost other yard. Hold on, Kirsten. I lost you. There you go. Okay, Josh, we'll see ya. Yeah, there you go. It looks like you have writing above it. Interesting. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not reading. All right, cool. Oh, and there's your cat. Oh, I like the way you put them in order there. Super cool. Are you using a pen? A marker? Oh, I couldn't hear you, but yeah, you shaked your head, yes. Okay. Thank you.
I have a loud background, sorry.
It's okay. All right, thank you for sharing. Awesome. Good to see you. All right, let's go with Yelena.
Okay, it is.
There it is. I added color. Nice.
Eating there, and what else? And
Sweet.
wow, yeah, and this. I
Great. Awesome.
That's it. Thank
Make
you.
it a story. All right. Thank you. All right, Liana. Let's go with Liana.
I'm trying to get it undone here and then, all right, turn around. I love the expression. I'm going to do a bunch more of this guy because I want to be able to just whip him out. He's hilarious.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah, when you connect with something, it's good to practice and it's good to kind of capture it, or you kind of just do it from memory. All right, Jane, you got the spotlight. How you doing? Relate.
Laugh when I was drawing it.
Yeah, that's great. I like your figure drawing that you got going there.
Yeah, just did a quick sketch there. Just kind of working on we're working on the cylindrical shapes.
That's good.
Yeah, having lots of fun.
Awesome. All right, let's deal JWG. Deal. All right, there we go. Hold on. You're new. There you go. Awesome. Oh, you got your smiling. Like that. I like that you changed it.
Good morning. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good morning. All right. Thank you for sharing. I think we got, I think I can do a quick, there's, this book that I have. I wanted to do these drawings, little caricatures. These are really good characters. But we'll just do one. The little superhero girl. We'll put her on the side and we'll draw her real quick. All right, so we're going to do her real quick and then we'll go to the other suggestions we have tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're here the second hour now. We're doing our second hour of Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Warriors. And she's got that everyday superhero here. Here we go. Let's take a look. Make sure I have mine spotlighted. There we go. Now we're spotlit. Now, we're going to do this one quick. It's good that we have it on our side here. It is the circle shape for the head, and it kind of pushes in, and the body is to the right of it, right in here, kind of to the right, but it just pushes in. So this cheek kind of comes out. This cheek comes out right in there. If you get that cheek shape, that. And it's really is just kind of like an oval shape in here. It really is kind of like an oval shape. And what's happening is that you're pushing this in. Once you start seeing these shapes and how they kind of deform or form, that's when your drawings start coming together. All right, there's an oval shape for this ear going out at that angle. And then this hair is going to kind of come whip around that space. Now I'm going to try to get the space right, because the nose, it's coming out at a 3/4 view, and that's not easy. It's not easy to get for people who are totally new. So that's why we're going with it now, our intermediate thing here. So we got our ear, the eyes. The eyes are going to be right in here, right in there. The nose is going to be right in there, right there. I can see that little circle nose. I'm doing a circle. And then the whole mouth is just going to fit in here. Now there is a little bit of a swift curve as it comes out and over, like right in there, like that. There's the mouth, the inside cheek, bottom lip, and then it curves out right in there. Oops. There it is, right in there. Okay. It went in a little quick on it. There it is. That's all right. We got the little cheek lines. The cheek line. I love the stance. The stance, she really pushes her torso to the front, and then her leg kind of comes back this way, noticing the angles. So here's the torso going forward to the pelvis, and then this leg just kind of shooting back with the foot kind of like tapered right in there like that. That looks awkward, but if we add the other leg curving down, you can see the back thigh and a little bit of a calf, really just suggested. And then you've got that triangular, smaller foot. This foot is a little bit smaller as it goes that way. There we go. Let's get the arms on here. Actually, let me get the neck on here. The neck is here, and it's got this cape. The cape. Oh, my vision. I'm going to put a little circle with a little flaps on it like this. Really don't see that. My vision is going. All right, here we go. Let's get this cape on here as it swoops up and then comes down. There we go. And here's the arms. Now, if you're having trouble with something, break it down into parts. Okay, so I can see here, there's like an oval here, and then the hands are just little circles in here. There's one there, and then another one here, And here's this coming out at this angle and kind of swooping down like right in here. All right. So then I kind of blocked it in. Now I can go in there and do that upper arm with a little wrinkle in the clothing. And then it curves in, curves back. Back is the shoulder underneath that cape. That's why I did the cape first. Easier to do underneath. And then the hand is broken down into the two parts. You have the palm going up and then the fingers going down. And there's the palm going up and then the fingers going down. And then if you want to add those little splits in the fingers, but I don't have enough space. I'm just going to add one little split like she has two fingers. Nobody's going to know the difference. And on this side, you don't even have the fingers. It's just going to be the palm or just that half circle there. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, half circle. And then there's that forearm and then the upper arm coming out like that. There we go. That looks good. All right. Happy with the body. Yes. Really nice stance and just pushes back. Now here we go. Let's get the detail of his face. All right. So it is a 3/4 view. So let's see. Get the rest of this hair. This hair is going to come out further. And then the little, she's got one ponytail here, another ponytail here. And it's just that same tapered tail. It kind of goes out of it, right? You want to see this mass first and then that tapered tail. There's that tapered tail we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Here's that circle. And then we have that tapered tail kind of going on like that. There we go. That's good. Somewhere around like that. We can always add or change things. And she's got two little circles for the berets. I'm getting into that detail. Let's get into the face here. All right, so I got where the nose is. I'm going to have one eye. One eye is going to be right about there, and the other eye is going to be over here, right in there. Trying to capture the placement of it. And then she's got that that mask. That's funny thing about masks and superheroes and just heroes. It's funny to really show who they are. They have to put on their mask. There's somebody that talks about that and does a TED talk on it. How to become who they really are, they put on a mask. And really funny. That TED talk was done before COVID. So now we got our masks. Different kind of mask. Social distancing. All right, so she's got her little what is that called? Her hair cut up that way. And a little triangle here. All right. Now I got the placement of the eyes. I'm looking back and forth and I'm looking at this triangle here. The placement is really hard because it's a 3/4 view. Right? And I can see where it's at compared to everything else. Now I'm going to go ahead and just draw the eyes in. The top comes in like that. And then the bottom pulls down more. The bottom pulls down more. And then on the right side of the center, it's just that little pupil like that, right about that big. It's got a different shape, but I'm going to try to just round it out. It's got a little bit of a highlight in there, a little highlight. There that is. And then the other eye, the top again is just slightly rounded. The bottom pulls out to the right. The bottom pulls out to the right a little bit and then up. So it's like this. And then it's almost like a fish, actually. It's pointier on the inside, which I don't know what happened there. Pointier on the inside and then it pulls out and then up like that. There you go, like that. That's what's happening with that eye there, or should be happening. And then we've got the pupil right in there. It's another small pupil right in there. Try to get it to be the same size as the one on the left. Let's get these big teeth in there. Let me accentuate that mask a little more before we get to the teeth. The teeth. There we go. Top teeth coming in just like that. And I wouldn't worry about doing the teeth in the middle, the lines. Here we go with the bottom teeth, kind of like that. And then shade inside that little area as it comes out. Ta-da! Cute as a button. Let's zoom in, see what I'm drawing. Yeah. Got to clean it up a little bit. We got our drawing here pretty close. I think, oh yeah, I did thicken it up right here. Mine's a little bit wider. I would pull it back. See, depends on how accurate you want to get. See, we can do these adjustments. And her hair actually comes in here so that her hair can actually fix that. We can actually have that. See, I just made that little adjustment. Yeah, don't be afraid to make it. And as you get used to making adjustments, you know, it improves your drawing. I'm going to pull this out now, up and around the back part of her hair. There we go, around that. And now I can shade all that in and erase my little place where I was off. Yeah, you got to learn how to solve those problems. You see something like, oh, okay, it's too big. How can I solve it? Oh, and then you get it and like, I solved that little problem. And you get a little kick of dopamine, like brain chemicals. It's like, oh, yes. Oh, and like, oh, I'm having trouble with that. And you're having trouble with it. And then you get it and you're like, oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh, 3/4 views. Oh, those are tough. Oh, noticing the negative space. I can fix that. I can bring the hair closer together. I can, you know, really whip that hair into shape, right? Be that sketchbook hero or sketchbook warrior, right? All right, there we go. Just start shading stuff in. Start shading the hair in. It's probably going to take the longest part, getting that hair to be shaded in. Little pencil control. There we go. Ah, we can give props. Oh, who's the author of this book? Some really great drawings in here. Who is it? Oh, it doesn't show. They usually, oh, Everyday Superheroes, Collect All 4, Adorable, Creative, but oh, they don't say who the author is or who the artist is. Mass produced. We waive all rights. The poor artist. Somebody didn't get their props. It's published by the Crown Jewels, but written, oh, there it is. Written by Kim Mitso Thompson and Karen Mitso Hildebrand. Illustrated by Aisha Wright. Aisha Wright. Awesome job, Aisha Wright. I'm just going to shade the top part of the hair in. Oh, I got to do the nose still. That nose. The nose is really just, it's that oval shape, but it's just like just the top part and the bottom part with a little bit of a shadow underneath it. Put a little bit of a shadow, just like real quick shading. And the inner ear, it's just a little loop, a little spiral, looks like the letter G. I think that looks pretty good. Let me see. Let's fix this hair. There are little stray hairs. There's one. Shade all this in real quick. And there we go. You really want to get the feel of this bean shape, the bean shape head. I mean, that bean shape, it takes a while, but once you get it, then like, oh, okay, there it is. There's that bean shape head. You'll see it as you practice drawing, and then you'll get it. But you know, there's a little bit of that struggle at first, and it's all about that struggle. All right, so here we go. Let's get that that cape kind of comes up and around like that. There's like a little bit of a cape flowing, and it flows. Let's shade that part in. There we go. A little bit of shadow of the cape. I'm going to shade the whole cape lightly. A little bit of light shade on this cape. There's our sketchbook hero. Da, 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 da. Sketchbook warrior. With the cape, it's a hero, I guess. A little bit of shade on the bottom, so it looks like she's standing on something. All right. Oh, I didn't show it. Let's go back. There she is. Not too shabby. You can draw anything. Signing off. All right, Springer. Cartoon character seems like it's been drawn lately. Still like figurative portrait. All right. Well, actually, that's the second hour. Yeah. All right, that's fine. Yeah, cartoon characters. All right. Well, you know what? That's what we've been. Let me see what we've got for suggestions. I think we've got. There's a house we've got suggested. I'm getting a little warm here. Let's see. Where's my? Oh, there it is. Here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Let's get to the next drawing. Hello, everybody. All right. I'm not interested in cartoon characters. That's okay. That's the first hour. We're here on the second hour with cartoon character. It's just a little more intermediate. Let's see what we've got. Let me share my screen. There we go. There we go. Let's see. So yeah, no more cartoon characters. We can say that one. Ah, here we go. Some figure drawing. I really liked, actually, we did a bird already. This is pretty straightforward. I like these characters that were there, those characters. And there was, I think, there's those that pause. Yeah, pause, that's pretty cool. Did that one. Oh, that character. Yeah. All right. I think we'll just draw this church. How many people got? We got something in the chat. Sorry, what's the name of the cartoon girl again? Oh, she doesn't have a name. I don't know. The artist's name is Aisha Wright. Aisha Wright is the artist, and it's written really small. It's like so small. All right. All right, here we go. I think, I don't know. Well, the one we just did is actually a 3/4 view, similar to this one. And you can see here's that bean shape again. You got the cheek and then the head. So very similar to this. It's probably the same girl, but in her older age. All right, and this is by Kelly something or other. All right. Okay, we'll do this one. Nice little landscape. All right, let's copy the image address. Let's put it in the chat. There you go. To everyone in the meeting. There we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. So we're going to do this church. Now let's break this down. We're going to break this down. Yeah. Okay, so it's almost a square. It's almost a square in here. And let's get it wider. You can see that square there. Let's see how it fits. Let's do that. Let's get it wider. There we go. Let's go with another color too. Let's go with orange. It'll probably be orange for a while. All right, here we go. There it is. Let's move it over. All right, and you can see like here, right above that is where the that angle. Once you see an angle, angles are always the same. So that angle there, that angle, it's not a 45 degree. That's 45 degree angle right about there, 45 degrees, and this is less than 45. Right about there, cutting that off right there, and then this is broken down to a little bit less than thirds. It's almost thirds. I think it's just slightly less. If we measure this, let's measure that, and then bring that over here. That should be the same. And then the center, yeah, it's a little bit, actually a little bit more. The middle is a little bit wider than the sides, yeah. The center's a little bit wider. All right. All right. And then you've got everything in the background, little TP. Interesting. Little church here. There's dichotomy there. All right. So let's draw this. Again, we're drawing what you suggest. So, make sure to post pictures of things that you see. And I couldn't get into my, I couldn't get into my suggestions today. The meetup was giving me a hard time getting to suggestions. All right, so we're going to start off with that square. And now I didn't see how big the steeple was, the steeple. So I'm assuming, let me see, let me do it now. There's one. Yep, it's about the same. So the steeple should be about the same size of our square. I'm gonna make my square a little bit smaller so that the steeple will fit because it's the same size of that square. So here's our square. Make sure you have square space up above it. There is it. There it is. Square space. Here's our square. Block it in. And then we've got mountains that are going to be back here, mountains over here. And then we've got our TP that's going to be right about there. And I'm just putting a circle as a placeholder, but I can get that angles in for the TP. And then the steeple. So here we go. Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open it up and there's the people. All right. Yeah, I'm going to, I think starting, there's that form. So it's going to be a little bit wider in the center. Here we go. I'm breaking it into thirds, really close to thirds. It's just a little bit wider. As it comes up, we need to go, there we go. Then right above that, closes off and actually gets a little thinner, a little bit thinner. And then here's two different angles. So there's the angle that goes across the top, and then that gets cut on the sides like that. And it cuts down. There we go. So the top is straight, and then the two sides come down at an angle slightly into thirds again. I'm going to break this down into thirds. I am simplifying it. I don't know. It's definitely, it's an actual photograph. We're drawing from a photograph. Then it comes down on the sides. It comes down on the sides. And then there's the top is a half a circle. There we go. Half a circle on the top. And then there's a cross at the top of that. I'm just going to, out of space. I'm just going to just do a little thing at the top there. Well, yeah, it's a cross. There we go. Now the circle is broken into three parts. 1, 2, and 3. One shading on one side, shading on the other. And there's a thickness to that roof, so I'm just going to give that thickness. So it's just going straight across right there, and then bringing it down at an angle right there, bringing it down at an angle right there. It's a slight angle down. And then the inside parts of the, I'm just going to go down from here. Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, so I did break it down into thirds. I'm just doing the inside part. So the inside part is there's a little arc, and then it comes down like that, and then it comes down to a triangle. to a point like that. All right, we'll do the same thing on this other side. The top is rounded. And then it looks like a pencil, kind of looks like a pencil down to a point. Same thing on the other side. Comes down to a point. There it is. Yeah, I wanted to have themes every month. Like 1 month we'll just do animals, another month we'll do. And yeah, that was an idea, but it's been busy. Twiddling my thumbs. There we go. Now, this is the challenging part. The part here, once we have this pencil shape, there's these little triangles where they crisscross. So we want to do this little triangle here, other triangle on the opposite side, like a bow tie, and then another triangle below it. There we go. That gets the little crossbars that are there. Right, that's going to be the easiest one. The other ones are the same, a little bit tougher because they're a little bit at an angle. But if you do it the same, that's fine. You got the two triangles. And then a triangle at the bottom. There we go. Same thing over here. Little triangle. Another triangle. Another triangle there. There it is. So there's the top. Now I'm going to underline that. There's my underline. Make it go out a little bit. I'm going to put another line underneath that one. And then I'm going to bring that in at an angle like this, these two sides. And try to keep it symmetrical. So if you want to put an axis line right down the middle, so you can keep that symmetry. There's your axis line, make sure it's kind of like centered. There's a slight angle to it. I'm going to add another little line right in here. And then bring that down. Now you do see the bottom of this. So let me see, I'm going to add a little bit of a, just like an echo of the, right in there, echo of that arch. Because we're looking up at it, so you'll see underneath. You'll see the back arches. All right, that looks good. All right, let's keep it going. We got a square right here. And that's going to be blank. Put a little line right there, marking it. There's our square. Because there's actually lines, there's slats that kind of go across. But there should be the same height, same width. There's our square. And then underneath that is our two windows. There's two windows underneath that. So there's two windows that kind of go rounded at the top, kind of like the arch, that little pencil shape, but at the bottom it's going to be flat. So bring it down quite a bit. There we go. Like that. And then shade it in. There's one on one side. A little bit of space. And then your other one on the other side. There we go. All right. We're going to put a little line underneath those two. And there's some detail stuff going on in there, but we'll just keep going with the slats. There we go. This is this. There's a bigger line right in here. So watch the spacing. Watch the spacing. We're going to put quite a bit of space, and then right in here, this is where that. Put that little, like a little lip. Down. And then here's the doorway. This is the doorway. A little bit of an arch. Bring that down. Bring it down. Outside, outside. I'm gonna bring it down a little further than what I've got. Just because of the ratios, I can tell it should probably be a little bit further down. And here there's shadow. There's a shadow. So I'm echoing that arch right there. And then on this side, bringing it in, that shadow kind of comes in on this side. So the light source is actually coming in this direction, the light source. There we go. I'm going to shade it in. Not as dark as this is. I can probably even darken this up. This is just the shadow in there, the shadow nose. All right, we're done with the steeple. Let's get the back of the church done. Now, this is good to line it up. So we're going to line it up right under these windows. Right under these windows is where this lines up, right? That's it just takes 2 points to make a line. And this shape here is the lines are vertical and horizontal. A lot of them, except for these angles here. So you can see where this line is. That's the bottom of our church thing here. So it's going to go from here to right about there, that angle. Then we'll get the other angle on the other side. Like that. There we go. And there's a little bit of a roof, so we can actually make it a little bit thicker. Thicken it up. Thicken it up. And then we've got, I'm going to bring it down and back. This is the, what is that called? I just had my roof done and they replaced these panels. These panels right here. So it should go straight down, just like the other side here. You see this going straight up and down, vertical. And then here, this just goes parallel. Watch the thickness of this panel here, this part. If you need to bring it down, bring it down. There it is. And then if you need to bring it out a little bit more, bring it out or down. There we go. Bring that down. And then there's shadows. There's a shadow here in that angle. And then this angle as well. And then the slats. And just continue the slats. I'm just watching my spacing, making sure they're consistent. It doesn't matter. And you can see that one's off a bit right there. I'm just getting the feel of it. I'm not worried about being precise. Try to get them to line up. That would be good, but nobody's gonna be checking. It's just a sketch. This is just a sketch. Getting the feel, getting the of it. Should stick out a little bit on that side. And then there's plants. Let's get the plants. I'm just going to scribble in the plants, fake some out, like little plants here. Right here, a little rose bush or something. There's some steps. Up front, put my step in there. There's some doors, but you can't really see the doors too much. I'm just going to sketch the plants in. Get some plants that you see them like that. There's another one here. Just scribbling them in. They get thicker as it gets to the bottom. There we go. There we go. My mountains. Okay, so here's a mountain. We're going to put a little peak there, little peak, peekaboo, and then a bigger triangle there. See this triangle? Oh, a little triangle, and then this bigger triangle, and then out. And I'm just going to shade all that in. Shade all that in for the background. And that really makes this church pop. That'll really make that church pop, because all this background here. Just gonna darken it like that. There we go. Notice how that pops. I'm gonna push this out too, because a little bit of a tangent out, down, that way to a tree. There's a tree right in here. Another part of a mountain. Here's the peak, down, and then up. I'm gonna shade this one. I'm gonna shade this one lighter. Try to shade it lighter because it's the mountain is at a distance. So going back and forth. All right. Yeah, we're getting people here that are here for quite a while. So we're gonna definitely have to change it up. Suggestions, but these are the suggestions that we got. All right, so I'm going to lower this. No, actually, that's a good spot. I'm double checking the position of how it's going to fit in here, the size of this TP. Great contrast, two different housing developments. So they've got this one, and then you got the top that kind of opens up like that. And then the inside that opens, it's like a half circle. I'm just going to do that and shade it in. I stood in a teepee once, took my kids camping, and they had teepees you could stay in. As a kid too, I remember. I think no, we stayed in. We had as a kid we camped, but those were like yurts. That's what they were called.
Are they big teepees?
Teepees, yeah, teepees can be pretty big. There's different sizes, but yeah, they can be pretty big. And this one looks pretty big. It's back in the distance here. All right, so I'm going to add, let's bring this back here as well. I'm going to bring a line, a horizontal line. There's a little house back there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want to do that horizontal line, and then I'm going to shade, and then I'm going to bring it up, bring that shade up. See, so I'm kind of like, and as I bring it up, I blend it into what's already there. That kind of like, there's my mountains, and then here, this is what I already shaded is my ground space. So let me finish all these mountains and shading the background. That'll make the church pop. There we go. It'll make the TP pop. And we're focusing on the contrast. So I'm going to make sure that this mountain, especially right at the edge, is a little bit darker and bring that darkness in. And I can loosen up or soften it, but that edge is what's really important to get that edge right. And smoothing this out, not as hard. There it is. Two different mountains. If I want to go darker, I can probably push a little bit darker in some spots, but this edge, I want to keep it somewhat different. So there's my background right at the edge here. I'm going to go darker again, but I'm making it smooth. Trying to make that shading smooth. It actually helps bring the eye back this way. My mountains, I'm going to just shade it out this way because we're going to have a tree in front of that. We have all this grassy area here, all this grass, just a nice simple shade. Make it look like you're shading. Bring some of that shade down. All down here, I'm going to shade just real quick, really light grass shade in here. Okay, if I wanted to, I can put a little road, a little path. Ooh, that looks good. All right, I think all we need is a tree back here. We'll put some trees. Start off with this tree. There's a tree back here. Putting it dark. It's an oval shape. So we got our oval shape, but then you want to kind of like lose it. Kind of like push in and out. Overall, it's an oval shape that it's implied, but you know, you don't want to make it exactly an oval shape. Unless you do. Put a little bit of a trunk on it. Put a little, some dark stuff back here, light stuff. I don't know if there's stuff in the background. Let's continue it on the left to the right. All right, we're gonna do this big tree right here. And just, there we go. Just getting the feel of that tree. And then shade it all in pretty dark. Have it come down to a trunk. Some dark stuff going on here. I'm gonna have to continue this mountain on this other side. On the outside, I'm just like, you know, scribbling it. I'm capturing that form, but I'm breaking it up. There it goes. Here comes the mountain. I'm going to make it up. I'm just going to bring it down and then up again, and then just shade all in, try to match what's on the left side. So it looks like it continues behind the tree. And then you probably get this second part of the mountain kind of out here. I'm just going to just shade it all in. There we go. As it continues behind that tree. I don't know, maybe there's a fence and stuff, but you can do some scribbles, a pretend fence. And there it is. All right. Whew. I don't know if it's the heat. I think it's the heat. It's got me like, whew. Let's see. We might just do one more drawing and then call it a night. It's 8:46. But I see I like the pause. I like the people. But oh, these people are interesting. Yeah, that'd be a good break. I mean, that's kind of like cartoony. These African women. But there we go. There's our little landscape. I can soften this side up. And this is from a photograph taken by, I don't know. Notice how my shading here is not as smooth because my pencil's not worn. I need to make sure I know where my pencil's at. Wear it down on this side. Then I can smoothly shade on this side. All right, let's do these African women. I think we're just going to do. Whew, how many people we got? 13 people dropping. I know it's, I don't know, it's hot. It's hot, it's hot. I'll go back to my photos. There we go. All right. Dropping out now. Thank you for another great Thursday. All right, Priyanka. Good night. Glad 8:25. That was quite a bit ago. I'm here lost in my own little world. All right, let's try. I'll share my screen. Let's break this one apart. And so here we go. I think we're just going to do this one, this character here. You can see the torso. And yeah, somebody was asking about creating bodies. You almost want to see the stick figures. And we have two hands, stick figures. So let's go to annotate. Here we go. You can see the shoulders. There's that shoulder. And then there's the torso. Torso there. Then here you see that this angle there to the pelvis. This pelvis here. The pelvis would be there. Oops. Here we go. Pelvis at that angle. And then the legs would be out here, but you don't see them. It's just the shape. And you have this other angle here. So this tapers, and then it tapers this way. And the little triangle toes. We got these hands coming this way. And they taper as well. They go from thick to thin. And the hands go out. It's all really simplified. All right, we'll just do that one. I think we'll call it a night. I think this heat has got me tired. And I don't see, let me see, I think we've done pretty much all the pictures.
Can you put it in the chat, please? Thank you.
All right, so let me copy image, address. I think there we go. Put it in the chat. There we go. Oh, make sure it goes to everyone. There it is. People sending me these messages. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, cool. All right, so I've got my torso right in here, and it's almost like a little square, and there's this the shoulders are pretty straight. They're pretty straight. You do get this coolish in New York. Oh, lucky you. Yeah, it's been hot. And I think today's the last day of heat we're getting, and it's going to be cooling down next week. Actually, Friday and Saturday it'll be cooling. We'll be back down they'll be back to the 80s. To the 80s. All right, so this whole body is tilted this way, and we kind of like it's twice the size of that torso. It's just really lean, and going out this way. So if we get that measurement, right, of this rectangle, it's a little bit more than that. Then you have the pelvis that's here. We'll draw it as a circle for now, and it's kind of coming down, and it's tapering, and it actually pushes out the thighs. Actually, the thigh pushes out, then in. It does taper, but it does go out and then in. There's a little bit of thighs happening slightly. Just taper out and then in that direction. The right side is a little bit longer, and then it goes into this direction here. Let me see. I think, I may be pushing it too much because I'm looking above, and I'm going to push it over here. I'm pulling it over. I'm going to pull it over. I'm pulling her whole torso over and her body, because as I see it now, I can see that it needs to be adjusted. What's interesting is the way they've abstracted this whole body, but you still want to try to keep the proportions right. All right, so then there's going to be one arm here and one arm up right about there, and then the hand goes out that way in that direction. This hand down. This one's almost straight up and down. This one's almost vertical, and I am moving this whole torso over. I think I am going to move it over a little bit. And then this angle that way. And then the hand. And this one curves. A little bit of a curve there. All right, so I've got my top part and then this part. And this actually, I think I'm going to have to pull in a little bit. I'm going to have to pull it in. Yeah, I think I went out too far. Let's see these little adjustments got to make. She's got her neck, then the head, just an oval shape here, and then she's got the headdress right in there like that. Now let's check our proportions. Let's check everything. If we have to make any adjustments, we didn't put a lot of buy-in. We just blocked it in, so that I'm happy with this shape of this head. I'm looking back and forth. I see the shape of the head, and that looks good. Now let's see how everything else relates to it, right? So I'm happy with that. There's some earrings in here. There's going to be an earring right in here. There's going to be another earring over here, and a circle shapes. Although this one has more of a tear shape, which I can do that as well. But they're kind of like little oval shapes. That neck right in here, right to the right. Here's the middle of that oval head, and the neck is to the right of it. And here's the torso. And just check that. Okay, so I'm happy with that torso. Here's this body. Like sideways, that way, and then the bottom up. I think that's what it is. I need to bring this over a little more. And that's it. Changing some of these positions. Yeah, I had to make a few adjustments. There we go. That's it. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's get the form in there. We got the angles, we got the lines, got the shapes. Now let's just break it down. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. And she's got that on the headdress. It's rounded, and that's the darkest. That's black at the top, right in there. Then there's this next shape, and they're all separated. They're all separated shapes. I mean, I have this one shape that it's inside of, but there's gaps. There's like gaps between. And this one's yellow, so I'm just going to shade it lightly. And then the next one is black. And it's this shape that's in there. There's these gaps. Make sure to keep those gaps that are there. Although I'd have to go in there and probably erase. Now this bottom one is black as well, but there's 3 white dots. I'm going to try to keep them 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom. And then shade everything else black or dark in here like this. There it is. Yeah, try not to lose those dots. And then the head is like an oval shape, but let's see. It does push in right here and push out. So this cheekbone kind of pulls out. But it's still, I think other than that, yeah, well, then on this side, it kind of comes down. And it does kind of have a chin. But it's all inside that oval. That oval we blocked in, or I blocked in. There's the head. Shape. The earrings, thicken them up a little bit. Thicken them up. And here's the torso. The torso is gray. This gray shape, and there's 2 parts to it. There's the top part, like that. And the bottom has an angle. The top is straighter, and the bottom has this angle to it. Right. And then there's the bottom part. And that's dark. And this half of a rounded square or rectangle, rounded rectangle. There we go. There's that. Here's the torso. There's a little bit of a curve to it. And then there's a little white belly button. And everything else is shaded. Oh, what was that joke? Joke time. Oh man, they have the heat really. And I turned off my AC because it makes too much noise. All right. Oh, oh, that's not. Okay. So there it is. Now for this arm here, the arm, you have the deltoid, which is this rounded shape here. And the inside, you see this rounded shape right in there. That's the deltoid. And the rest is kind of just pretty straight. There's these little curves and stuff and tapers, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Try to get that deltoid. That's really important, that half circle. There it is. Then there's like this elbow triangle right there. And then there's this tapers right in there. So it's smaller at the top, and as it comes down, it widens up. There it is. And then we have the little boomerang hands. This is a boomerang. So we got that as it goes to the ends, it tapers. It looks like a banana. like a banana shape hand. There's one. Coming along, coming along. One arm done. Let's get to the other arm. I'm doing the bottom of the arm and then putting in that deltoid muscle, round it, and then it just tapers down to that end right there. Shade it in. There's that. And then there's a triangle right at the bottom, just like the other side. And then here we go with this forearm. This forearm, pretty close to being vertical. I'm trying to get this like bone shape. I don't know what it is, like a fish shape. It does taper as it comes down, tapers out, and then tapers in. Almost like a diamond. Kind of like that. All right, let's get that hand. Oh, there's a little bit of a curve to it. Let me get that. There we go. All right, we're done with the top half. I'm gonna go ahead and let's get that top half of this dress. Right in here. And there's 5 dots at the bottom. So one, the center one, I have the center one. So watch that center one and then just 2 on each side. So there's 1 there and then 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side, 1, 2, and then shade all this in. Right in here. And this will be the last drawing tonight. To poop to party. I'll take questions, or if you want me to, if somebody says, oh, you know, it's good to struggle. So if you're struggling with something, let me know what you're struggling with. We'll try it. You should be drawing on your own. And then saying, hey, I'm struggling with this. All right, let's take it on as a class. All right. All right, so we got that. This is like a circle shape, that circle space there, probably a little bit. And then it tapers in. This bottom half of the dress. Right in there, still kind of coming that direction. Actually, I'd probably cut it off right there because the bottom is where that curve is. And this is red. I'll just shade it lightly. Right in there. And then the last part of the dress, right in here. So this little gap, get that angle there and then angle back. And then this one has 3 dots at the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. Shading it all in. All right, people, thank you for joining us this week. We just need the toes. We're done. We're wrapping this drawing up. Wrapping this lady up. We're wrapping her in a dress. And then I don't know. Let me draw something else. It's kind of. There we go. And she's got 2 simple, very simple toes. They're kind of like triangular, they're rounded triangles. There's 1 and then 2 on the left side. There it is. 1, 2. That looks good. Really stylized. All right. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna draw the other one. I see her. I'm gonna draw.
Mario, these shapes are just amazing. All the shapes, you know, the
Yeah.
hat, it's, you know, it's a real challenge to get the shapes. Not that it matters really, you know, it doesn't matter if it's not exact, but it's a great challenge.
Yeah, it is.
Happy, all those shapes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna do the other one fast. I really like that other one. I'm gonna do it. So we have the same size about the head. The shape of this headdress. It's a little more like this. And her shoulders, they've got a curve on it, but they're right about there. We've already got this one, so it's going to help with this other one and this body goes this way. The whole thing here this way. Yeah, it is a challenge. But these are really interesting shapes. I've have some anatomy where they just use triangles to draw the people. So there's an upper arm. Here's the lower arm coming down to right about there. The hand. And this one, yeah, we're going a little faster on this one. Here we go on this one up here. And then the hand, 2 parts. Ooh. I think I'm off somewhat. Moving it. Yeah, I'm trying to see the relationship. You know, I think there was more of an angle on this the headdress. And this hand is coming this way. There we go. Yeah, I think, yeah. Oh, that's okay. All right, I'm just going to do it. All right, so this one has the top part. I'll give you a second here. I did that pretty quick. And it's actually, this one's simpler. These shapes are there's less shapes. This dress has 3, this only has 2. All right, ready? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start with the top. Start with the top shape right in there. That angle. There's the cap. It does come down on the sides. Shade it in real quick. Then the second part, yeah, this one is a little simpler. And this one's facing forward, facing to the side, facing forward. There's the top. Shade that in, not as dark. Here's the head. It's kind of looking up in that way. This angle. And then what really helps is that neck right on that side. And then an earring on this other side. There's that shape. I really like these shoulders. These shoulders kind of drop. They drop in here. That whole thing drops. Right there. This one, the deltoids don't hurt. Deltoids don't show up as much. I'm just going to taper that shape down. The elbows, triangles as well. Here's one triangle. And then this triangle here. Now it tapers out and then tapers in like a diamond shape. That lower arm. And the shoulder here. Coming down at that angle. There's her top. Shade it in. And next time you're drawing an anatomy, like maybe break it down into these parts. Like, okay, I see this part, these shapes. This really makes it an interesting challenge. This curves this way. The abdomen, this actually curves out. It actually tapers out. It's a little deceiving. You got to really pay attention because this curves, but then if you look here, it curves out. This part down here. So the thinnest part is right in here, this thinnest part, and then it goes out, tapers out. So try to capture that. Make sure you capture that. And shade all this in. There it is. See, because that's her. These are part of her already on her part of her hips. Coming out like that. In this way, because she's kind of at an angle. She's facing us a little more, but I think these knees are off. Something's wrong with her. I don't know. I think she's all right, I guess. I don't know, being a little harsh. But this one's, I think, a little more accurate. And get that. We've got this almost like a teardrop shape, upside down teardrop. I'll shade it real quick. It could go darker, but I'm just doing it fast. There we go. Then the next shape, right under that. And that one is lighter, actually. Let's darken this one up. Notice this hip, the way it comes out, really nice. Okay. This lower arm, the hand, I'm sorry. Another banana shape. This time it's facing the other way. Triangle elbow to the right. Tapers out, then tapers in. It's kind of like diamond shapes, stretched out diamond shapes for the lower arms. We got two shapes for the hand. 1, 2, for a banana. And then our toesies, 1 toe and 2 toes, the feet, little points. All right, that's it. We're done. Call it a night. All right, thank you, Lottie. This is the last time I can do this class for a while as my work schedule has just changed. Oh, I'm a tutor for kids K through 8, and we just got really busy, especially helping kiddos who fell behind during COVID. Yeah, I'll stop by during school breaks and holidays. See you soon. All right, Jane, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for letting me know. All right, you're welcome, Jess. I have decided I do really like the speed drawing at the end of the class, but more than that, I like that I like you to quit when you need to escape the heat. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, I have a lot of people throwing in comments. Thank you. Whew, yeah, it is a little sticky. I really appreciate the abstract-ish figures. I took some pain pills. Oh, okay. So I need to sign out early, but I love that fuzzy coffee guy. He was funny. Thank you for that tonight. See you next time. All right, we'll see you next time. Yeah, that fuzzy. Yeah, and I like that character. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're calling it a night.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Eladio.
Claudio. Have a good night.
Eladio, can I see the picture of the Supergirl?
Oh, yes. Yes. Let me put her up. All right, here we go.
Oh, it's a nice painting.
Oh,
I want to see.
there we go. This one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can I see the one you drew?
All right, the one that I drew. Yeah. Let's go back. Where's she at? There she is.
Thank you.
Side by side. Yeah, here we go. There you go. That's it.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Thank you, Eladio.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Elena, your pictures are lovely.
I
Thank you.
survived today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Today is a
It was
Friday.
fun.
I'm glad.
Welcome to Friday,
Yes.
12:15.
Yes.
Good night.
See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
See you next month. See you next week.
Oh, next month. See you next month.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.